So, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is finally here, and I'm not gonna lie, gang, it might be a perfect game. It just might be. So, if you look around my channel, you clearly see that I'm an anime enjoyer through and through. And if you dig a little deeper, along with me being 3/5 of a person, I'm also 2/5 of a fighting game taker. But with that being said, I'm sure that you can tell how excited I was when this game first got announced. Like, bro, the day this bitch dropped, while I was downloading the game, bro, me and my homie Todd was just sitting there watching the Budokai 3 intro, damn near having like tears in the eyes. Like, we made it, nigga. Like, this was the moment, you feel me? I was just standing in front of my monitor, my setup hitting the Jude Bellingham celebration, sitting there just basking in this glory. And I know it sounds like I'm just being funny, but I'm like dead ass. Like, I was really doing that. It's funny, because after I got off of the first day of me playing it, I seen Lotus Asakura. I seen him doing something similar where he was playing like the Budokai 3 music over the Sparking Zero intro. And it was like, the real culture niggas like know what that is, folks. Like, you know why niggas doing that. But that's enough intro. Let's actually talk about this game.
Love you forever, but sometimes we seem to disagree. Pray that you protect her and increase my sympathy. I'm a mini you, one day I'll have a mini me. I'm your son, I shouldn't treat you like an enemy. I get annoyed when you point out all my tendencies.
Gang, when I first booted this bitch up, I'm not gonna lie to you, folks. It just really all just came like full circle. Watching another intro for a new Budokai game is like something I ain't done in like well over a decade. And I really ain't felt that mixture of like happiness, nostalgia like this like ever. And it's probably the only thing in the world that could ever provide that besides like, you know, maybe Devil May Cry 5. And a new Sly Cooper game whenever PlayStation decides they wanted to make money and stop being a pussy. But that's about it. I actually spent a little time in the menus just kind of like taking it all in, because at this point, this shit just felt like so surreal. You feel me? The menus are really beautiful and like full of charm, by the way. Cool little character interactions. This little cute thing that just makes sense logically. It's like, oh, I see what y'all did there. Like, to play the story, it cuts to Whis so he could like turn back time. This is just a cool little detail like that. Anything like little like that, anything battle related goes to the world tournament, and the announcers be like talking to like 17 and shit like that in the background. Like, just little shit like that just get this game hella charm. And it just show you how much they like put love into this game. Like, I really love the little details they have. Let's hop to the story and gameplay, because those are the main pulls. I actually love what they did with the story mode in this game. So, first things first, I love the presentation of it. And I like how like considerate they are of their player base too, because they know their player base. You can tell the game devs were like, we ain't gonna waste these niggas' time. We know they played the majority of this story like 20 times by now in the mainline game. So instead of like fully fleshed out cutscene of events, it's a combination of like stills, live photos, and cutscenes, like all mixed together. They like cut it up depending on how important the scene itself is, which is a pretty like creative way to go about it, in my opinion. I don't think I will mind cutscenes, but like, it's damn near the 20th time we've all played through a majority of this shit. So it could feel like fluff to the player base at some point. Regardless of all that shit, I'm here to appreciate a childhood classic turned into an adulthood masterpiece. And I actually like love how many small details they added in this storyboard format while doing this too. I love how they flexed how much content was actually in the story too, by showing you like the little panel of events in the background, and actually showing you how many they were behind the one you're looking at currently, letting you know that, hey, you got a lot of shit to play left. These little storyboards come with some great voice acting, might I add, bro. From what I hear, most of the OG cast reprise their roles from the dub, and they do a phenomenal job at recreating all these legendary moments through like their voice work and shit. It's crazy, because obviously the normal niggas you expect to do their shit obviously did they shit. Like Sean Schimmel's the Super Saiyan shit, Christopher Sabat, the final explosion for Vegeta, on him doing the first time you actually seen this in the game, but Christopher Sabat doing like the speech to the gods when it was like doubting Goku and they turn him into power and shit, like god-like moments, right? I didn't think I'd be really super impressed with like people like Zamasu or Chaozu even. Like, it just seemed like niggas just went stupid on this game, and everybody just did a phenomenal job for like per usual though, because every Dragon Ball project they on, they pretty much killed that shit, and I really appreciate it, you can tell. And it makes me happy about this game, how much effort was actually put into like the framework of it. I'm not gonna lie, after 3 days on the game, I can confidently say that I don't really have any significant problems with the gameplay. I genuinely love it through and through. Playing through the story actually helps you significantly improve at it too, which is wild. It's never been like that before. Speaking of the story, I like the difficulty exactly how it is. I've been hearing people complain about like how the story is too difficult. I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely not a walk in the park. But niggas treating Sparking Zero like it's Elden Ring or some shit. Like, Grading Vegeta is not that difficult, gang. I'm sorry. It took me 2 tries. Just learn how to play the game, nigga. Like, stop complaining. Y'all treating this nigga like he prime or die. It's grade 8 Vegeta, gang, not grade 8 Vegeta the grafted, my nigga. Like, relax. If you know how to vanish mid-combo, like, get behind a nigga, I promise you'll be fine. I promise you. Understand that DBZ games have always had, like, a set difficulty that you can actually, like, set. But I also love this approach. Because they give you an option to lower the difficulty to Winnie Hut General if you want to. But the difficulty is actually super engaging in this game. Because it's not just brainless button mashing anymore. And the CPU in this game is actually using the mechanics and actively trying to beat the shit out of you. And it feels really rewarding to actually get to the next part of the story. Long story short, you niggas is ass. That's just what it is. Get better. I mean, it's challenging, but stop crying, bro. Real shit. All the campaigns I played so far are pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't beat all of them yet, but I got through Goku, Vegeta, Goku, Black, Future Trunks, Frieza, and Jiren so far. And out of all those, Jiren definitely gave me the most problems by far. Mostly because there's a campaign full of fight back niggas, and then just that one UI fight, well, he just get his health bar back when he transformed. Like, regardless of that, I had fun with every single one of them. Also, I'm not gonna spoil them, but the addition of the what if scenarios are super cool. Like, I really love what they did. And one of them in particular is really cool in the Goku Black shit. It's really cool. It's cool to see how these new outcomes like play out from these like old events that we already know what happened and like we already know the conclusion of. And I like how the voice cast actually recorded new lines for them too, instead of just putting stills in the text and shit. Putting extra steps to record new lines for like something that's not even canon, and better yet, not even like important to a lot of people in general, is really cool. That extra care is like in every crevice of this game, and shit like that is in every crevice of the game, and it makes this game really, really great. And I really love how much they paid attention to the little details and shit. The online play, gang, online is so fun in this game, gang. It's an anime fighter, so the servers aren't perfect, and you're gonna run into some lag that's expected. Like, I ran into like one laggy hit so far, but overall, I think online play feels amazing in this game. Matchmaking is super fast, you find games instantly, and my favorite thing about rank, you have the option to search only for players in higher ranks than you. And I love that addition because it really helps me get better at the game. I really found hella joy bringing my like C3 TN against the A4 Gogeta Blue and absolutely beating the shit out of them. I know they over here on the camera flip from your character, they're like, TN, thinking shit about to be sweet and shit. Like, actually, it's so funny because I shit you not, I think the first time I played this shit on my first day on the game, that camera turned, I seen Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I was like, oh shit, here we go again. And like, they don't hide like how unbalanced the characters is and shit, folks. They just like, yo, you chose to play TN, folks. Now, this is how I feel to be TN in this motherfucker, folks. Like, I really think it's so cool how they did this. And I really love how big the skill gap is too. You get quite a bit of freedom when like fighting in the game, so it's really fun to see how your opponent is gonna approach the fight and like how which mechanics they gonna try to use the most. And like in this game, the more aware you are of the mechanics and how often your opponent uses them, the more you can pull off satisfying reads and shit on them. I don't think you realize how satisfying it is to grab a nigga that's spamming perception over and over again. Like, I don't think y'all realize that shit. Or like read a revenge counter and counter the counter and shit, or like backflipping out of a nigga that's spamming the grab and backflipping out that grab range and then smacking them niggas with an ultimate. Like, oh my God, bro, this shit is godlike. And I know we've all been in at least like 1 minute long vanish sequence over and over again. That shit is super cool, for like, that's some anime shit. I love that shit. Me and my homie Taj, we be fighting like damn near every day and shit. And we average like 6 of them bitches a game with just like 1 minute vanish battles over and over again. That's just so funny. And niggas just be watching us and like, this shit funny as hell. I love the gameplay of this game, man. And another thing that I enjoy is they don't play exactly alike, but every character plays like similarly enough when it comes to like hand-to-hand combat. And then they vary very drastically when it comes to their actual techniques and key attacks and shit like that. It makes this game really accessible for new players. And this game achieves that balance you will want a game like this. It's easy to pick up and play, but there's a science to it. And if you better than a nigga, it shows. Like, clearly shows too. Except for, you know, with certain characters, you know, there's some broken niggas there. But it is what it is. The only complaints that I have with like the ranked online is the DP mode. And my only complaints for real is like extending the character select timer, because that 45 seconds don't be doing shit for me. Like, at all. Let us like skip the character dialogue and animation in between picking them. Other than that, the only other thing that I would like for this game is like, you know, I could just hop on with the guys and play 2v2s and 3v3s in rank. But I'm sure that's something that we'll get in the future. I'm pretty sure, like, obviously I'm not gonna be the only nigga asked for that. Like, we want that. I'm trying to terrorize the world with me and my homie Alex and Todd, so I'm trying to beat you niggas' ass. But otherwise, like, I really like the approach of DP mode, because they already knew, like, that the top tier niggas was going to be super unbalanced like they were in old games. So they made sure that there's, like, some kind of balance in teams, and it makes for some, like, very interesting combinations. And it encourages you to, like, not make your team too top heavy, and it also encourages you to, like, explore the roster to improve your team even further and improve it with every fight. They really nailed it with this game mode. I really like it. All the stages are pretty cool. There's like small interactable. I like how big the hyperbolic time chamber is. I feel like the hyperbolic time chamber was very limited in other games. I like the addition to evening stages. The evening stages be looking fire. Like the city in the evening be looking raw as hell. The little interactable moment in the world tournament, like when they clear that bitch out because somebody missed a key blast because they remember how Vegeta got down not too long ago. Like, it's really cool shit. All around, I gotta give this game an A. Like, this shit is damn near perfect. I'm not gonna lie. That 17-year wait was definitely well worth it. Honestly speaking, this is probably one of my favorite gaming experiences of all time. And real shit, like, I'm thankful that, like, I'm alive to witness this. Like, witness some shit like this. Like, real shit. I know it sounds crazy. I ain't really had the best childhood, but thankfully I did get to play, like, DBZ games when I was younger through my brother and shit. I think the first time I played, like, Budokai 1, I think I was, like, 5 years old or some shit. And I didn't even know how to charge up, nigga. I was just happy to have that weak-ass Mad Catz controller in my hands, so I was just vibing. I was just happy to be there, nigga. I was getting beat the fuck up, but I was just happy to be there, nigga. Now that I'm here at 24 years old, playing this shit as a grown-ass man, this shit is just crazy to think about, folks. You know how, like, that nigga from Ratatouille took that bite of that dish and it brought him back to his childhood? Like, this is the exact same feeling. I shit you not. I'm not gonna lie, bro. As far as anime games, with this shit being released, hopefully it sets a higher standard for anime games, because a lot of them shits just be cash grab arena fighters. Honestly, you know what? Back up the rest of these motherfuckers, man. This shit damn near over with. I don't see any game getting that much better than this as an arena fighter. I'm not gonna lie to you. So if you niggas got an anime game in development and it's just an arena fighter, you might want to tuck that shit. You might want to tuck that shit and move around, because Sparking Zero has comfortably made his place at the top. But that's all for me, man. If you want to watch something else DBZ related, I started a fat ass review series for the entirety of DBZ because Toriyama died and shit, so I wanted to honor him and shit. So you'll see that in a second. But as always, man, I hope y'all have a great day, man. Love y'all, man.
Forever, but sometimes we seem to disagree. Pray that you protect the and increase my sympathy. I'm a mini you, one day I'll have a mini me. I'm your son, I shouldn't treat you like an enemy. I get annoyed when you point out all my